46. Hotel Bellevue, Beacon Street, Boston, 19th September 94. Dear Mother Sarah, I did not forget you at all. You do not think I will be ever as ungrateful as that. You did not give me your address. Still, I have been getting news about you from Landsberg through Miss Phillips. Perhaps you have seen the memorial and address sent to me from Madras. I sent some to be sent to you at Landsberg's. A Hindu son never lends to his mother, but the mother has every right over the son, and so the son in the mother. I am very much offended at your offering to repay me the nasty few dollars. I can never repay my debts to you. I am at present lecturing in several places in Boston. What I want is to get a place where I can sit down and write down my thoughts. I have had enough of speaking. Now I want to write. I think I will have to go to New York for it. Mrs. Guernsey was so kind to me, and she is ever willing to help me. I think I will go to her and sit down and write my book. Yours ever affectionately, Vivekananda. P.S. Kindly write me whether the Guernseys have returned to town or are still in Fishkill. V. 47. New York, 25th September 1894. My dear, glad to receive some letters from you. It gives me great pleasure to learn that Shashi and others are making a stir. We must create a stir. Nothing short of this will do. You will be throwing the whole world into convulsion. Victory to the Guru. You know, Shreyamsi Bahuvignani. Great undertakings are always fraught with many obstacles. It is these obstacles which knock and shape great characters. Is it in the power of missionaries and people of that sort to withstand this shock? Should a fool succeed where scholars have failed? It is no go, my boy. Set your mind at ease about that. In every attempt there will be one set of men who will applaud and another who will pick holes. Go on doing your own work. What need have you to reply to any party? Satyameva jayate nanritam satyena pantha vitato devayanaha. Truth alone triumphs, not falsehood. Through truth lies Devayana, the path of gods. Mundaka, 3rd, 1.6. Everything will come about by degrees. Here in summer they go to the seaside. I also did the same. They have got almost a mania for boating and yachting. The yacht is a kind of light vessel which everyone, young and old, who has the means possesses. They set sail in them every day to the sea and return home to eat and drink and dance, while music continues day and night. Pianos render it a botheration to stay indoors. I shall now tell you something of the Hales to whose address you direct my letters. He and his wife are an old couple, having 2 daughters, 2 nieces, and a son. The son lives abroad where he earns a living. The daughters live at home. In this country, relationship is through the girls. The son marries and no longer belongs to the family, but the daughter's husband pays frequent visits to his father-in-law's house. They say, son is son till he gets a wife. The daughter is daughter all her life. All the 4 are young and not yet married. Marriage is a very troublesome business here. In the first place, one must have a husband after one's heart. Secondly, he must be a moneyed man. They will probably live unmarried. Besides, they are now full of renunciation through my contact and are busy with thoughts of Brahman. The 2 daughters are blondes, that is, have golden hair, while the 2 nieces are brunettes, that is, of dark hair. They know all sorts of occupations. The nieces are not so rich. They conduct a kindergarten school, but the daughters do not earn. Many girls of this country earn their living. Nobody depends upon others. Even millionaires' sons earn their living. But they marry and have separate establishments of their own. The daughters call me brother, and I address their mother as mother. All my things are at their place, and they look after them, wherever I may go. Here the boys go in search of a living while quite young, and the girls are educated in the universities. So you will find that in a meeting there will be 99% of girls. The boys are nowhere in comparison with them. There are a good many spiritualists in this country. The medium is one who induces the spirit. He goes behind a screen, and out of this come ghosts of all sizes and all colors. I have witnessed some cases, but they seemed to be a hoax. I shall test some more before I come to a final conclusion. Many of the spiritualists respect me. Next comes Christian Science. They form the most influential party nowadays, figuring everywhere. They are spreading by leaps and bounds and causing heartburn to the orthodox. They are Vedantins. They have picked up a few doctrines of the Advaita and grafted them upon the Bible. And they cure diseases by proclaiming, Soham, Soham, I am He, through strength of mind. They all admire me highly. Nowadays, the Orthodox section of this country are crying for help. Devil worship is but a thing of the past. They are mortally afraid of me and exclaim, What a pest! Thousands of men and women follow him. He is going to root out orthodoxy. Well, the torch has been applied and the conflagration that has set in through the grace of the Guru will not be put out. In course of time, the bigots will have their breath knocked out of them. The Theosophists have not much power, but they too are dead set against the Orthodox section. The Christian Science is exactly like our Karta Bhaja sect. Say, I have no disease, and you are whole, and say, I am He, Soham, and you are quits, be at large. This is a thoroughly materialistic country. The people of this Christian land will recognize religion if only you can cure diseases, work miracles, and open up avenues to money, and they understand little of anything else. But there are honorable exceptions. People here have found a new type of man in me. Even the Orthodox are at their wits' end, and people are now looking up to me with an eye of reverence. Is there a greater strength than that of brahmacharya? Purity, my boy? I am now busy writing a reply to the Madras address, which was published in all the newspapers here and created a sensation. If it be cheap, I shall send it in print, but if dear, I shall send a typewritten copy. To you also I shall send a copy, have it published in the Indian Mirror. The unmarried girls of this country are very good and have a good deal of self-respect. These, the people, are come of Virochana's race. To them, ministering to the body is a great thing. They would trim and polish and give their whole attention to that. 1,000 instruments for paring nails, 10,000 for hair cutting, and who can count the varieties of dress and toilet and perfumery? They are good-natured, kind, and truthful. All is right with them, but that enjoyment is their God. It is a country where money flows like a river, with beauty as its ripple and learning its waves, and which rolls in luxury. Kankshantah karmanam siddhim yajanta ih devataha kshipram himanushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Longing for success in action in this world, men worship the deities. For success is quickly attained through action in this world of man. Gita, chapter 4, verse 12. Here you have a wonderful manifestation of grit and power. What strength, what practicality, and what manhood. Horses huge as elephants are drawing carriages that are as big as houses. You may take this as a specimen of the gigantic proportions in other things also. Here is a manifestation of tremendous energy. They look with veneration upon women who play a most prominent part in their lives. Here this form of worship has attained its perfection. That is the long and the short of it. But to come to the point, well, I am almost at my wits' end to see the women of this country. They take me to the shops and everywhere, as if I were a child. They do all sorts of work. I cannot do even a 16th part of what they do. They are like Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, in beauty, and like Saraswati, the goddess of learning, in virtues. They are the Divine Mother incarnate, and worshipping them, one verily attains perfection in everything. Great God, are we to be counted among men? If I can raise 1,000 such Madonnas, incarnations of the Divine Mother, in our country before I die, I shall die in peace. Then only will your countrymen become worthy of their name. I am really struck with wonder to see the women here, how gracious the Divine Mother is on them. Most wonderful women, these. They are about to corner the men, who have been nearly worsted in the competition. It is all through thy grace, O Mother. I shall not rest till I root out this distinction of sex. Is there any sex distinction in the Atman, self? Out with the differentiation between man and woman. All is Atman. Give up the identification with the body and stand up. Say, Asti, Asti, everything is. Cherish positive thoughts. By dwelling too much upon Nasti, Nasti, it is not, negativism, the whole country is going to ruin. Soham, Shivoham, I am He, I am Shiva. What a botheration! In every soul is infinite strength. And should you turn yourselves into cats and dogs by harboring negative thoughts? Who dares to preach negativism? Whom do you call weak and powerless? Shivoham, I am Shiva, I feel as if a thunderbolt strikes me on the head when I hear people dwell on negative thoughts. That sort of self-depreciating attitude is another name for disease. Do you call that humility? It is vanity in disguise. Nalingam dharma karanam samata sarvabhuteshu etan muktasya lakshanam. The eternal badge does not confer spirituality. It is same-sightedness to all beings, which is the test of a liberated soul. Asti, asti. It is, it is. Soham, soham. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham. I am He. I am Shiva, of the essence of knowledge and bliss. Nirgachati Jagat Pinjara Keshari. He frees himself from the meshes of this world as a lion from its cage. Nayamatma Balahinena Labhyaha. This Atman is not accessible to the weak. Hurl yourselves on the world like an avalanche. Let the world crack in twain under your weight. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Uddhare Datmanatmanam. One must save the self by one's own self, by personal prowess. Will such a day come when this life will go for the sake of others' good? The world is not a child's play, and great men are those who build highways for others with their heart's blood. This has been taking place through eternity, that one builds a bridge by laying down his own body, and thousands of others cross the river through its help. Eva mastu, Shivoham, Shivoham. Be it so, be it so. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. It is welcome news that Madras is in a stir. Were you not going to start a paper or something of that sort? What about that? We must mix with all and alienate none. All the powers of good against all the powers of evil. This is what we want. Do not insist upon everybody's believing in our Guru. You shall have to edit a magazine, half Bengali and half Hindi, and if possible, another in English. It won't do to be roaming aimlessly. Wherever you go, you must start a permanent preaching center. Then only will people begin to change. I am writing a book. As soon as it is finished, I run for home. Always remember that Sri Ramakrishna came for the good of the world, not for name or fame. Spread only what he came to teach. Never mind his name. It will spread of itself. Directly you insist on everybody's accepting your Guru, you will be creating a sect, and everything will fall to the ground. So beware. Have a kind word for all. It spoils work to show temper. Let people say whatever they like. Stick to your own convictions and rest assured, the world will be at your feet. They say, have faith in this fellow or that fellow. But I say, have faith in yourself first. That's the way. Have faith in yourself. All power is in you. Be conscious and bring it out. Say, I can do everything. Even the poison of a snake is powerless if you can firmly deny it. Beware. No saying nay, no negative thoughts. Say ya, soham, I am he, I am he. Kinnama rodeshi sakhetvayi sarva shakti ramantra yasva bhagavan bhagadam swarupam trailokya meta dakhilam tava pada mule atmaiva hi prabhavate na jadah kadachit. What makes you weep, my friend? In you is all power. Summon up your all-powerful nature, O mighty one, and this whole universe will lie at your feet. It is the self alone that predominates, and not matter. To work with undaunted energy. What fear? Who is powerful enough to thwart you? Kurmastara kachavarnam, tribhuvanam utpatayamo balat, kim bhona vijana yasman, Ramakrishna dasa vayam. We shall crush the stars to atoms and unhinge the universe. Don't you know who we are? We are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna. Fear? Whom to fear, forsooth? Kshinasma dina sakaruna jalpanti mudha jana nastikyantvidantu ahaha dehatma vada turaha praptasma veera gatabhaya abhayam pratishtham yada astikyantvidantu chinumo Ramakrishna dasa vayam pītva paramamamritam vita samsara raga hitva sakala kalaha prapinim swartha siddhim ध्यात्वा गुरुवरपदं सर्वकल्याणरूपं नत्वा सकल भुवनं पातु मां मन्त्रयामः प्राप्तं यद्वै त्वनादिनिधनं वेदो दधिं मथित्वा दत्तं यस्य प्रकरणे हरिहरब्रह्मादिदेवैर्बलं पूर्णं यत्तु प्राणसारैर्भौमनारायणानां रामकृष्णस्तनुं धत्ते तत्पूर्णपात्रमिदं भोः. It is those foolish people who identify themselves with their bodies that piteously cry, "We are weak, we are low." All this is atheism. Now that we have attained the state beyond fear, we shall have no more fear and become heroes. This indeed is theism, which we, the servants of Sri Ramakrishna, will choose. Giving up the attachment for the world and drinking constantly the supreme nectar of immortality, forever discarding that self-seeking spirit which is the mother of all dissension, and ever meditating on the blessed feet of our Guru, which are the embodiment of all well-being. With repeated salutations, we invite the whole world to participate in drinking the nectar. That nectar which has been obtained by churning the infinite ocean of the Vedas, into which Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and the other gods have poured their strength, which is charged with the life essence of the avatars, gods incarnate on earth. Sri Ramakrishna holds that nectar in his person, in its fullest measure. We must work among the English-educated young men. Tyage naike amritatva manashuhu. Through renunciation alone, some rare ones attained immortality. Renunciation, renunciation. You must preach this above everything else. There will be no spiritual strength unless one renounces the world. Why are Baburam and Yogen suffering so much? It is owing to their negative, their self-abasing spirit. Tell them to brush aside their illness by mental strength, and in an hour it will disappear. I, the Atman smitten with disease. Off with it. Tell them to meditate for an hour at a stretch. I am the Atman. How can I be affected by disease? And everything will vanish. Think all of you that you are the infinitely powerful Atman and see what strength comes out. Self-depreciation. What is it for? I am the child of the infinite, the all-powerful divine mother. What means disease or fear or want to me? Stamp out the negative spirit as if it were a pestilence, and it will conduce to your welfare in every way. No negative, all positive, affirmative. I am. God is. Everything is in me. I will manifest health, purity, knowledge, whatever I want. Well, these foreign people could grasp my teachings, and you are suffering from illness owing to your negative spirit. Who says you are ill? What is disease to you? Brush it aside. Viryamasi viryam mayi dhehi. Balamasi balam mayi dhehi. Ojosi ojo mayi dhehi. Sahosi saho mayi dhehi. Thou art energy, impart energy unto me. Thou art strength, impart strength unto me. Thou art spirituality, impart spirituality unto me. Thou art fortitude, impart fortitude unto me. The ceremony of steadying the seat, asana pratishtha, that you perform every day when you sit down to worship the Lord, atmanamachhidram bhavayet. One must think of oneself as strong and invulnerable, and so forth. What does it all mean? Say, everything is in me, and I can manifest it at will. Repeat to yourself that such and such are Atman, that they are infinite, and how can they have any disease? Repeat this an hour or so on a few successive days, and all disease and trouble will vanish into naught. Yours ever, Vivekananda. 48. Boston, 26th September 1894. Dear Mrs. Bull, I have received both of your kind notes. I will have to go back to Melrose on Saturday and remain there till Monday. On Tuesday I will come over to your place, but I have forgotten the exact location. If you kindly write me that, I cannot express my gratitude for your kindness. For that is exactly what I wanted, a quiet place to write. Of course, much less space will suffice me than what you have kindly proposed to put at my disposal. I can bundle myself up anywhere and feel quite comfortable. Yours very sincerely, Vivekananda. 49. Baltimore, USA, 22nd October 1894. Dear, glad to receive your letter and go through the contents. I received today a letter of Akshay Kumar Ghosh from London, which also gives me some information. Now you have come to know your own powers. Strike the iron while it is hot. Idleness won't do. Throw overboard all idea of jealousy and egotism once for all. Come on to the practical field with tremendous energy, to work in the fullness of strength. As to the rest, the Lord will point out the way. The whole world will be deluged by a tidal wave. Work, work, work. Let this be your motto. I cannot see anything else. There is no end of work here. I am careering all over the country. Wherever the seed of His power will find its way, there it will fructify. Adya va, abdushatante va. Be it today or in 100 years. You must work in sympathy with all. Then only it will lead to quick results. Our object is to do good to the world and not the trumpeting of our own names. Why doesn't Niranjanananda, learn Pali in Ceylon and study Buddhist books? I cannot make out what good will come of aimless rambling. Those that have come under his protection have virtue, wealth, desires, and freedom lying at their feet. Ma bhaihi, courage. Everything will come about by degrees. From all of you, I want this that you must discard forever self aggrandizement, faction mongering, and jealousy. You must be all forbearing, like Mother Earth. If you can achieve this, the world will be at your feet. Try to give less of material food in the anniversary celebrations and give some food for the brain instead. Yours affectionately, Vivekananda. 50. Care of Mrs. E. Totten, 1708 First Street, Washington, D.C., 27th October 1894. Dear Mrs. Bull, many thanks for your kindness in sending me the introduction to Mr. Frederick Douglass. You need not be sorry on account of the ill treatment I received at the hands of a low-class hotel keeper at Baltimore. It was the fault of the Vrooman brothers. Why should they take me to a low hotel? And then the American women, as everywhere, came to my rescue, and I had a very good time. In Washington, I am the guest of Mrs. E. Totten, who is an influential lady here and a metaphysician. She is moreover the niece of one of my Chicago friends. So everything is going on all right. I also saw Mrs. Colville and Miss Young here. With my eternal love and gratitude for you, I remain yours, etc., Vivekananda.